is so strong. Three, two, one.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is RiftNation.Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Marcy, where are you?
I can see me. Can you see? I'm on it.
Oh, hold on. Ha! There you are. I was like, what the hell is going on? She's too tiny. So, I just figured I'd let you guys know why I have another avatar here. I have a lot of dental work that I'm getting done, so my face is pretty much going to be swollen and lopsided and off balance till they get it all done. So I chose to build another avatar to hide behind while I get this done. So this way I can focus on the message. Is that okay with you, Marcy? That's what's going on.
Anything that you want.
Yeah.
It's like I've got my missing teeth, and my missing teeth. I was reading like our childhood. Sometimes our teeth crack. Mine
Yeah.
has been due to stress, and I was debating about whether years ago our teeth are also connected to our bodies and our adrenals. So I'm fine. Do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, so I figured I'd build a serious avatar. So yeah. So because sometimes it gets swollen, sometimes it doesn't, and I'll have a few teeth missing here and there. So there's a lot that's gonna happen. So this way I'm self-conscious. So this is why I'm building the avatar. So now I have a serious avatar and a goofy furry avatar. Whatever.
As long as we do what we do.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Susan, part of I've got like this blister on my foot. Not sure if it's a spider I'm not sure if it's like past lives release, because when our body is healing, we'll get bumps. We'll get different things in parts of our body to that part of the body that needs to be released. And
Yeah.
um, I was reading karma is being out of alignment. And you want to do like on magic. And the whole thing, what we're doing, and the more support systems you get, then the more alignment we get
Yeah.
as to synchronization, you know,
Yeah.
things happening
Definitely.
as far as if you want to use the magic that goes on. Um, what I do is I do my tones, and with all my mirrors, I'll visualize and I'll
Yeah.
put the energy in the mirrors
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
reflecting back, and it seems to work. I've won a few at the casino, you know.
Yeah, we all have our things about ourselves before we get into the show here. But we all have those things about ourselves that we can't seem to get past. It's like you get embarrassed by it. Everybody has something about themselves that they either get embarrassed or they don't like it. Well, with me, I'm having some issues as far as speaking, as you can hear. But so this way, like I said, I focus more on the message than what's happening. So, and
Right.
the message, oh my God, we're right up Marcy's alley. Well, yes, this is a new avatar. And I'll say it one more time. I didn't tell anybody because I just found out today what was happening. I do have a lot of dental work that has to be done. By the time I'm actually done and fixed, it probably close to June. I'm hoping that it's way before then by the time they actually finish everything they have to do in my mouth. So as I go through this, I decided to build another serious avatar and continue with the shows and deal with the accents and the blah 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 stuff that's going to happen behind the avatar, because this way the message is the message, guys, and that's what it's about. It's not about what I'm going through, it's about the message. But the show today, welcome to Beacon in the Dark with Susan Swanbeck and Marcy Kosich. And Marcy didn't even find this out until a couple of minutes ago. So I was like, I know I'm going to be self-conscious, so I'm just going to build another avatar. So yeah, so that's what I did. So right up your alley tonight, vibrational frequencies.
Vibrational frequencies.
Vibrational frequencies. Now, the first question I'm going to ask, let's see if you guys out there know, and we'll see what Marcy's answer is compared to yours. I want to know, what is a vibrational frequency? Does anybody know what a vibrational frequency is? Not regular frequencies and tones you listen to, but vibrational ones.
The,
Isn't that
the,
freaking you out?
the vibrational ones, um, it's our energy. And so a lot of times, again, back to that radio, we might be rolling really high.
Yep.
And it's like stress is like doing the things we don't want to do. So we'll have like a low vibration, or we'll get
Mm-hmm.
headaches, or we'll get diseases, or we'll get what's going on. Passion is what we want to do. This is my passion. This is Susan's passion. It makes us come alive as far as healing energy, doing
Yep.
whatever's going on. When we internalize all that stuff because we have jobs we don't like, or people are taking our energy, or whatever it is that's going on, it's all to do with just raising what we love, who we love,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. And so a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are stuck in this circle
Yes.
of not going anywhere.
Exactly. Exactly what she just said. And I'll shorten you what she just said. Literally has everything to do with what you're thinking, feeling, and doing. That's what it is. That's what your frequency is. And our job, our job, so now that I can actually be comfortable, I'm getting into the new avatar here. Our job is to help you guys reach your goals, to help you through either teaching or healing or sounds or loved ones crossing over or telling you about our personal experience or whatever it is. You know, what I'm going through, what she's going through. Marcy's had her foot up all week. Me, I'm dealing with the fact that I've been hiding my face everywhere I go because I don't want to smile at anybody. So we all have our quirks, but you know what? That's okay. Because as we go through these things, these are what I like to call challenges. So we learn other ways to overcome challenges is
Well,
what we do.
our past, our present, our future are
Yeah.
all running synchronistically.
Right.
And so, like, I used to get like a pain on my shoulder.
Mm.
And I flashed on a lifetime where I was like a harem dancer and I was getting whipped. You're not going fast enough, you
Right.
know. So a lot of these carryovers or diseases are what's happening. And I love that saying that karma is being out of alignment.
Right.
So whether it's other people's thought patterns, whether it's our past lives, whether it's our inner child, whatever it is, there are those blocks. And I was telling Susan, because my whole life was fight or flight.
Right.
You know, I didn't want to stay in the house. I had two negative sisters. I had a father. And so I've learned to finally get comfortable with being at home.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think with my foot is it's like that whole flight. I need to leave. I need to go. I need
Right.
to, and I'm now like comfortable with I could be home. I could be happy. There's no drama. There's no people that are coming knocking on my door because I had so many people, relatives died. A friend of mine had all her kids. They got
Right.
evicted. You know, all these different things. Our body will store it in. And that's what they're saying. The cortisol stores in those emotions. It also makes us
Mm-hmm.
fat and it
Yep.
makes us lose our memory.
Yes, because see, every vibration we have, we're literally affected by the vibrational energy of others around us. So what happens if we're around, like your experiences in your past, if we're around the negative vibrations, it kind of hinders where it is we want to go. I know I have a lot of S's today. So Linda says, hope this works. So I want to say hello to Linda. Hello, Mr. Ed Odell. And hello, Danielle Long, and everybody else that's actually tuning in today. This is Susan Marcy on the RNN Network. Don't forget, like and subscribe. And if you want to help support the RNN, there's a beautiful QR code up there, and I will give the stations later. So, but this is really good, and it goes from like people or places or things, like people, places, and things. It affects us, since what? Everything has energy. Plants have energy. Chairs have energy. You have somebody negative come in your house, they sit in a chair, you're going to feel their energy. Correct?
Well, and also there's times where like I was in front of a building
Right.
and I couldn't go in it. Across the street, I was fine. I was seeing like these prostitutes, these energies,
Right.
all these walls. So saging, if you use chimes, you use all the different things, clear out
Yep.
the energy
Yep.
as much as possible, because you'll walk in and you don't know why you're feeling what you're feeling,
Right.
but like a history of different things that are going on, especially you guys back east, you guys have a lot more history
Yeah,
than
this, like, we get
where
a
I am.
whole bed of rock quartz. King Philip's War happened out here where his head was on a spike. So there's a lot of like Native American history around in
Right.
this particular area from the digging up. So it does affect you. Like the South End had more of a negative energy versus the downtown is okay, but the West End is better, but the North End is the best. So the energy is pretty much different everywhere. Hope what works, honey. I'm not sure what she said. Hope this works. But don't worry, guys. It's still me. I'm just behind the camera. When I take a sip of my coffee, I look funny. I'm not making faces. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee so Marcy can see what it looks like.
Do you want me to do tones while you're doing your coffee?
No, I just took a swig. So
Okay.
let's get, if you feel the need to do a tone while we're doing this, go right
Well,
ahead. I
I'm not
told you,
getting,
whenever you feel the need,
oh,
girl,
I'm
I want you to go for it because I love them and it always makes me feel better. So I'm not the only one that should benefit from this.
well, and I also, it's like one of the things that I did, and I haven't talked to Susan about this, is my friend Merben, who I also did. I met her when she was doing her radio show,
Yeah,
and I ended up becoming friends with some other people that were on there. So I couldn't find my other deck of cards, so I'm like, I'll use my old deck. So
right.
what was going on is we were doing tones and tarot, where when I did the reading, it was like, okay, we'll do the tones to release that vibration of that trigger
Right,
of what's been going on.
right.
Bashar calls them permission slips, whether it's throwing bones, crimes,
Yeah,
stuff as far as whatever it is that's going on. And I had conversations with two really good friends where a friend of mine's father died and she worked on a lot of, and another friend of mine, she's going through a lot. And it was a lot of clearing out whatever their pathway was that's happening. And then my friend
yeah,
Shauna ended up doing a tarot reading for me because I had the week off. And a lot of it was to do with balance. A lot was the devil card, which is my sister. And she
right.
goes, you're learning this whole balance energy that goes on. And she says there's going to be more abundance, more energies.
Yep,
And so, whatever our past lives, our blocks, our fears, our feeling of, I don't deserve this, all those levels block us as to getting that abundance that's going on.
exactly. Wow, I swear to God, she has no idea the notes I took, by the way. None.
The what?
And you have no idea about any notes I took on this topic. So it's really kind of funny that this is really part of it because what we're talking about is we can decide the frequency we want to live in. It's literally, we can decide this. We can decide to raise our frequency. We can decide to expand what's happening around us by what? Letting go of situations and things that have happened to us in the past.
Well,
See?
and one of my favorite lines is hormones and harmony go hand in hand. And so when you and I talk, then I'm like, oh, yeah, I brought this up because we get into all different conversations that are going on.
Right.
And we can neutralize whatever that bad experience is. It's our choice. We could write it out, burn it,
Yep.
release it,
Yep.
do whatever, do dancing, whatever we need to do. I'm allowing my foot to release whatever it needs to do because my whole life has been flight.
Right.
And so it just opened up. And this
Exactly.
blister shows up. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to work with it, allow whatever it is that's going on. And
You have a
just,
higher energy around you. It's almost, this is okay. This is going to get really freaky. I'm telling you. You have a higher energy around you. And I swear to God, I hear the prerequisite of a higher tone coming through in this show. I can hear it. Literally, I can hear it
well,
already.
and that's what they do. And
Yeah.
I have so many different guides that come in and different energies that are happening. And a lot of times it's like somebody's getting triggered as far as what's going on. I'll hit the note, because I'm continually clearing myself. So the more you guys
Exactly.
have a support system to make sure you're not crazy or bounce off of different people that are going on. And it's like that this is what this is great about because you guys could write in with each other and you guys can
Exactly.
acknowledge each other and you guys can like, oh, it's not just me, you know, as far as what's going on. And the collective energy is so much more powerful. I had a vision and I was telling this to Howie like a few days ago because I'm constantly clearing. It's like there were
Right.
like a whole bunch of horses
Ooh.
and the horses are, like the power. And I was telling Shauna they were going east and they were going west.
Right.
But I feel it's this group. as you guys are getting more and more, you guys
Yes.
are getting collective. And
Yes.
I was like, yeah, that does sound like us, you
Yeah.
know.
Because
And
it's a soul tribe. The RNN network, the Rift Nation network,
right,
is a soul tribe. Is what it is. We all have a purpose. We all have things we do. Even if we're talking about different topics and doing things different ways, we still are kind of similar on our
right.
levels of where we want to be and where we want to get to.
Well,
But
and that's what,
I want to mention this real quick now.
yeah,
All right. Now, because, and again, this is a note that I took, and I'm trying to remember where I was going with this. So now, because your life actually expands, you're living in a higher frequency level. When you move up the ladder vibrationally, it actually affects you. A reality in your life begins to flow in many different areas, from your relationship health to your career and finances. Not only is life more harmonious, but as your energy is more capable of you nullifying and converting lower energies which weaken you, I because it weakens you, it might come out like what you have going on with your foot. Me finally doing, they have no choice, they
right,
have to do something with my teeth. Is as much as they've tried to do it, now it's all got to be done. So that's like the lower frequencies coming out, finally coming out. And then to me, that should be the end of it. And for you, maybe this is the end of it this time until we go to the next level, right? So to
right.
speak.
All right, I'm gonna hit a tone because it feels like it's time now. I don't know who it is, but I'm hearing somebody screaming out of their lower back, and that's our unexpressed emotions where they get trapped. And then the more we release it, the more we get fluid, the more
Yeah,
people don't fit us in our lives, the more other people come in our lives that match whatever it is that goes on.
very
It,
true.
it, it's like people I've had to let go. I can't get back to their energy. They've tried, they act like nothing's wrong, but I'm like,
Sounds like any guy I know.
what?
Any guy I know, they got a backache. There's nothing wrong with them. They'll figure it out.
Oh, you're talking about when I did the tones.
Yeah, you're talking about how they're not like acknowledging what's happening. So most men I know, including my father, never acknowledged any pain. Just kept going.
Well, when I was reading a lot with men, because I read, you know, Steve Harvey's, I read Men Are From Mars. Men, they have a one-upmanship, so they will not admit that they made a mistake.
Right.
It's that one-upmanship. And so a lot of times, 45, they get heart attacks. They internalize all that stuff
Exactly.
that goes on. I'm fine, everything's good. I'm not going to let you see that I'm weak,
A-
you know.
And that's what it is. To me, it's like I've always looked at things differently, but not everybody does. When it comes to the male entity, it's okay. To me, like I'll take my man for instance. If he's not feeling good or he's off, that's just because he's around kryptonite, because he's my superhero. That's the way I choose to look at it. But that's me. Not everybody will look at it in that aspect. Not everybody would, but it's just something. Now, where do we live vibrationally? Where do we
Well,
live?
every place is different. Like
Mm,
been reading a lot about trees, and trees. There's like in a forest, they'll help you. They also the trees communicate with their roots.
yeah, they do. Yeah,
If one doesn't have water, the other one will send it to it. And so
exactly.
it could be like down the block, the energy is different. We don't know what happened. There was a murder. There was an energy that was going on. My room, I've got the energy, the vibration,
Right.
whatever it is going on. It's like my friend Ben went. Lives in England, but she went to Scotland. The vibration was different there,
Yeah, it is. But
and
according to the research I've done, it says that collective consciousness is currently at 207 to 200.
well, and I don't know if this had to do with my foot, but in the last couple of days, the energy, because it's like we're going in a different part of the universe,
Yeah,
and
where the universe is actually splitting from higher frequency to lower level.
right,
And
and
that's what it is. So
I
it's the more
hibernated.
we can help everybody build up and get to that higher level, the more that they're not going to have to worry about being in that lower level where there's all that irritation and aggravation, especially when you're trying to bring your vibrational level up.
Well, and that's why I was feeling the last couple of days the intense energy. I'd been hibernating. I had
Yeah.
the week off. Um, it's different when I've done a couple of radio shows with some people, and one interviewed Laura Eisenhower, and the person I was doing it with wouldn't introduce me. And it was like 45 minutes later, my guides are like, don't say anything, don't say a word.
Yeah.
Another one, they asked a political question. The radio
Right.
shut down. And
Right.
so different guides will do different things that are going on. It was like,
Exactly.
if you could feel like a wall of energy, like I was going to go to the casino,
Right.
and it was like the walls, like, no, don't go anywhere. My friend Shauna popped up. It's like, let's chat.
Right.
And so we ended up having a good discussion, but I'll feel like, do I go left? Do I go right? And when you
Yeah.
start getting your intuition of, I'll always feel like if I'm going to go somewhere and if I feel like there's a block, like I'm not getting it, it's like the universe is saying something else is coming in.
Yes.
And it's like we're hunters and we're hunted. And animals are very instinctive. And if we learn to get back into that muscle
Right.
or that energy of, do I go this direction? All of a sudden, I'll get up and I'll leave. I'm not, something else is happening.
Right.
So it's like I had my friend Bear right before they had the 9/11 thing. I'm going, Bear, you're supposed to leave because he was back east. And then 2 weeks later, 9/11 happened. So you'll get this all of a sudden. Once we think about what we're supposed to do, we've lost it. So just go on impulse on what's happening.
Right. Now, according to this, how I said the collective consciousness, and again, I mean collective. It's
Right.
universal conscious language is over 207. But it says critical response point in the scale of consciousness collaborates at level 200, which is the level associated with integrity and courage. All attitudes, thoughts, feelings, and associations below that level of collaboration makes a person go weak. Okay. Those that collaborate higher make subjects go strong. Now, again, this actual balance between the weak and strong attractors, between the negative and positive influences. Those living below the 200s are mainly in survival mode, which we'll get into in a minute, and destructive of life. Now, if you pass over the level 200, which is between the negative and the positives, they move into courage and well being of others. Now, at 500 level, both happiness and spiritual awakening and oneness for others is actually important. By 600, you're dealing with a good of mankind and a search for enlightenment. From 700 to 1,000, life decided to salvation of humanity is what you're dealing with. Here is what, and it's again the Enlightenment. We're talking about Buddha. We're talking about Christ, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Those are what's we're actually talking about as far as our vibrational
Well,
levels and energies, according to the research I did.
Susan, did you see what I sent you? And it wasn't a religious thing, but it was like Christ had, it was like tetatonic. It's a vibrational energy that
I know I joined a couple of groups you sent me.
that's why I just I
She
love
sends
that
them,
group.
I join them because it's right along the same thing that I it's like I gotta have more information as much as possible. That's where I'm
Right.
at right now. Yeah.
And the tectonic energy is this unconditional love energy that Christ had. And he
Mm,
also had many other ascended masters that were with him. It's
right.
not a religion thing because Sananda is his name, Lady Nada is his soulmate, which was Mary Magdalene, but they changed it all. But it's a
Right.
vibrational frequency that goes in on,
Yeah.
and I'll hear them saying, "You're doing what Christ wanted to do. He
Right.
wanted leaders. He didn't want followers." And it's all a matter of owning who what the energy is. Somebody's releasing because I'm burping again.
It's not me today. Is there a way to move consciously out of one vibrational frequency into another easily? There's actually 44 ways to help your vibrational energy move according to the research I've done, not according to Marcy's guide. So I'm sure Marcy's guides will have a lot more information than I do. So we're definitely going to get into that. But first and foremost, guys, now I'm releasing. Please excuse me. That was the avatar, not me. Okay. Now
Okay.
practice self love. Love yourself no matter where you are in your journey.
Well, love is a learned behavior, so it
Yes.
is a process. And that's why I wrote my books where I internalized a lot.
Yes.
And it was a lot of, we want to go save these people. We don't want to look at our own issues. And it's gotten me to a certain energy, and it's a vibration, it's an eye contact, it's a tone of voice. And the
Mhm.
hunter and the hunters will find the weakest animal
Yes.
to go on to.
Exactly.
And that's why I was like, tell people, walk with the presence. You
Yes.
know, this is who I am, this is what I'm about.
Exactly.
And and that's why I'm like saying it was great seeing that vision of the horses. And I don't know how much this has been helping everybody since we're doing this now once a week. If
Yeah.
people are feeling a shift in their energy, feeling a shift in their self love, feeling a shift of the people that are around them, you
Actually,
know,
I kind of do. I've had an easier time. Like I said, there's 12 floors and 30 units on each floor, and some of them are 4 on each floor are 2 bedrooms. So there's a lot of people in this building. So yeah, there's a lot of different types of energy in here. Some negative, some
right.
positive, some in many aspects. So it is difficult, but I have been able to spread more joy, I would have to say. So I've actually been able to make people laugh even at my situation right now. So, and everything that's going on. So, I mean, because I still have to go outside to smoke. So I just kind of like laugh it off and make a joke of it and let others follow along in my journey, or so to speak, to help bring the vibrational aspects up, is what I've been doing. Let's go through the first 10 and then see what Marcy has to say about them. First
First
one,
10,
huh?
first 10 of what?
The first 10 ways to help heighten your energy,
Oh,
like
okay.
guidelines. And then we'll see what Marcy has to say about them. There's 44 of them I found. Hey, I was researching away.
Well, you're
Self
passionate.
love has been a recurring theme the past year. Yeah, it really has. That's from by Linda Nielsen. There's been a lot of issues with self love because we will sit there, we'll do this for that one, that for this one, this for that one. but in the long run, we don't have time or the energy, or we forget about ourselves in the process. Yeah, we do. I agree with that. You agree with that?
Oh yeah, it is a process, and we have to look at whatever those triggers are or those fear are. Like I've said, when we're in
Yep.
fear, we contract. When
Yep.
we're in love, we expand. And
Exactly.
so we have to shift it, like I said before, this is not my belief system, this is not my energy, you know.
This isn't my monkey. This isn't my circus.
Right. And stay in
Yeah.
alignment with who and what you are. I
Yeah.
mean, I worked on my inner child, I worked on all kinds of different things that our cellular memory remembers everything.
Right. I agree.
So
I really
it,
agree.
it's
All right.
amazing.
So here's the first 10. I'm going to
Okay.
state them. If anybody has questions about them, or Marcy wants to explain the first 10, she can. I'm just going to say the first 10. First one, of course, practice self love. Number 2, choose happiness. 3, live in the present. Number 4, love. Okay. Number 5, non attachment to thoughts. None attachment to thoughts. Negative thoughts is what they're talking about. 6, be conscious of your emotions. 7, focus on your positive day to day, which I have been saying for the longest time. 8, start believing. Okay. Number 9, clear away mental and emotional clutter. I told you this was right up your alley. And again, number 10, honor yourself and your choices. Now let's see what Marcy has to say about all this.
Well,
I word vomited.
a lot of times people are like, how do I put this? They think about other people, and I'm like, you've got to put yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people don't understand that, like, I have to take care of this person or I have to do whatever's going on. A lot of times those people, they're not going to give you back that respect of whatever you are.
Right.
And that's why I always say, like, entitlement and disrespect go hand in hand.
Exactly.
And then you've got to tell them, it's like, I'm worth it. But love is a learned behavior. And if you don't know it, there's levels of it that are going on
Right.
if you weren't around it. And so it is a process
Yes, it is.
that
It's
goes
really a
on.
process. It really is.
And there's many, many levels and many, many layers. Everybody goes, love yourself. Well, if you've been brought up and you've got these heavy programmings, it's really hard.
Mm.
So it's just a matter of acknowledging whatever it is that's going on.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's like your emotions yourself or your thoughts, because we're all guilty of thoughts, bad thoughts. So what happens is when it comes to non-attachment of thoughts, what it represents is it being the witness in your own thoughts. That's the hardest thing to do. Either good or bad. You don't want to get stuck in the negative aspect of your thoughts. So try to be the witness of your own thoughts, if that makes sense to you guys.
Well, I don't ever feel guilty about anything. I may feel remorse on something
Right.
because guilt is anger toward inward. And when you don't deal with because you've got to look at the guilt, and behind the guilt, it turns into depression. And so
Yeah.
all these people are taking pills for depression. It's just a matter of getting into the point of the sadness, the fear, the anger, the
Yes.
judgment. And it's like, oh, I'm feeling angry this person said this.
Right.
Or I'm feeling sad that this person said this.
Yes.
And you got to feel your body releasing those levels of feelings and emotions that we push down and we think is normal, and
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah. Well, it's tough, but sometimes I feel it's easier just to bounce it off, because if I'm not absorbing somebody else's negative thoughts or opinions about me, then I'm not allowing it to affect the journey or the process I want to do as far as like you and I helping other people. As far as Linda Nielsen says, I keep coming back to rising up to these things, rising up love on all levels, even if it's 1,000 times a day. Good for you, girl. Good for you.
Yeah, the more we get into the right brain, writing it out. I used to like writing things out and then burning it,
Right.
and releasing all that stuff. Um, because, like I've said before, the depression and the anxiety are all on the left side of the brain.
Right.
And so we could switch over to listen to music that doesn't have any words to it. I used to go meditate to Kataro and Yanni, and I'd go off into this whole
Yeah.
atmosphere of energy that goes on.
Yeah, it's really true. Now, another one is honor yourself and your choices. And that's what it is. And it goes also along with being cautious of your emotions and thoughts. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if you're, I'll pick on me. I love picking on me. Picking on me and my situation right now, my focus when I was younger, because this is evidently something that's occurred for a while, was always been my kids, taking care of my kids, take care of this one, take care of that one, take care of this one, take care of that one. So a lot of times I would never make it to any appointment I had because I was always busy doing stuff for other people. So whose fault is it that I'm going through this right now? Nobody but mine. I choose to take the responsibility for the actions of me not speaking up for myself back then. This is
We didn't
my
know
choice.
better.
Yeah. So, and it is what it is. It's just stepping in and being mindful of how you're thinking of it. Okay, well, this happened. Let's fix it type situation. All right, so let's get into 5 more here.
Okay.
Number 11, practice gratitude.
That I do a lot.
Mm. Give without receiving anything in return. We do that all the time on this network. Be kind and compassionate. Embrace forgiveness. Let go through forgiveness. What? Boy, I didn't type that one up 9. Learn to forgive yourself and others. Let's see. Number 15 is connect to something higher. And again, it's all about grounding. As Marcy was talking about the trees and the energy, and it's connected to things that are on a higher frequency level, or a higher frequency level than yourself. And the Earth Mother is on a very high frequency level.
A couple of things. They always say be kind to people, and I've given a lot of stuff to a lot of people. And
Right.
you've got to teach people the way you want to be treated.
Exactly.
Because, like I said, a lot of times the takers will just keep on taking.
Mm.
And if you've got to, like, no, I'm not going to give you that much, or I'm going to stop. Like I had my friend, I gave her a lot, I helped her out in the year. And then she decided that I was embarrassing her because
Right.
I raised my voice. So you'll find different
I
people.
Yeah, I think when they're talking about being kind or giving, I think it has more to do with your time and your energy. And again, also be kind and giving to yourself as well.
Right.
So that's a big part of it. So I don't think in this aspect, the research I was doing mentioned anything about actually giving possessions to people or
Well,
money with the situation you went
energy
through.
energy is like money.
Yeah.
And so you've got to figure out, like a bank, how much am I going to dole out to this person? How
Yeah.
much am I going to give that? No, I'm not going to give this to that, because there's a good comparison. Like I'll give the metaphor of you give something to somebody, and then all of a sudden your gas tank is empty, and they'll act like nothing has happened. And
Right.
so you've got to decide, back to that CEO thing of how much do I want to give? is this person worth it? Is this person appreciating what is going on? Because there's a lot of people that will take.
Yeah,
And
that
so,
goes back to being kind to yourself as well.
right.
And
Well, I
that's
am
what it
worth it.
is. You have to be kind to not just others, but to yourself. You have to
Right.
be giving not just to others, but you have to be willing to give to yourself as well.
Well,
That's
right.
because I wasn't giving enough to myself back then. That's why I'm in this situation right now. So that's because of me not giving myself enough credit, not giving myself enough time.
If
And those are the things that happen, like what you went through with your friend. You were giving too much, and in the end, it was just damn. We all explode. It's
well,
like
and
it happens.
I've watched over and over again where people I've helped out, and people they'll get to a certain point where they'll start turning it on me as far as what's going on. And so the vibrational energy of what's been going on, you've got to fill yourself up as far as what's going on. I had another train of thought and I lost it.
I do that. I call them brain farts.
No, I know. Or maybe I'm not supposed to say it or whatever it is going on
Maybe.
that goes on. But oh, I remember now what I was going to say. So when we do something hard, we
Yeah.
need to reward ourselves. Go buy a candy bar. Go do take a bath. Go give those pleasures of that was hard. I'm going to reward myself. And then once we give back to ourselves, that fills that emptiness or that part of ourselves because parts of ourselves get segregated. So when I work on people's inner child,
Right.
they integrate those parts of themselves to get whole because a lot of times I'm burping again. Um,
We either belch or,
it's
burp
all
or
good,
something's always happening on this
but
show.
it's all acknowledging what's going on. I'm going to hit a low tone. Somebody's releasing a lot, but it's good. Somebody's energy when I did this, it's like, which is good. They're like, I'm not going to take this anymore.
I
And
literally just felt that in my chest, and this is what Linda has to say. She said, loving ourselves sometimes, at least I feel, means that there are times when we need to put up and respect our own boundaries, not just to allow others to cross them. Bingo. Exactly what you just said. And that one I felt in my chest.
well, good.
Literally, I got headphones on so I could hear you because I still don't have speakers. And I get a lot of neighbors. And I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, I felt my shirt go. It's like, holy shit, literally. I felt it that deep. And
Well,
it was all in the heart area, is where it
right.
was.
And as I work on myself, I will hear the lower sounds coming out because we're back to that symphony energy that goes on.
Right.
And so whether it's my foot, I've been trying to work on that, the fight or flight, the energy, the
Exactly.
depression, whatever it is that's going on. It's just you when you start listening to your body,
Yep.
it does make sounds.
Linda
And
said that she relaxed into that one, the last tone. She just
oh,
kind of
good.
relaxed right into it. So
Well, I'm
that
gonna
was
hit
good.
it again.
Yeah, that was really good.
That because that's like the survival and the second chakra. You know, your emotions, other people's emotions. You
Mm-hmm.
know, fight or flight. You know what we had to do to survive, what we've had to push down that goes on. was like a high pitched screaming coming out of somebody.
That one was in my shoulders.
Well, that's the emotional weight that you're carrying.
Yeah.
You know, when we have backaches, the shoulder area is our
Yeah.
emotional weight. The lower is our financial. I forgot what the middle one is, but those backaches. I did like tones on one person, but the other person was in the room when I was in Spokane. And the one that I wasn't working on, it didn't match her. You know, gave her a headache. And so different sounds. When I on my YouTube, I have like my high, my low, my medium, and different people will resonate the different sounds that
Exactly.
are going on.
Exactly. Here's another one. Pamper yourself.
Oh, that's what I said. Buy yourself stuff.
Exactly.
You
Pamper
know,
yourself. Literally, get a massage. Take your baths. Marcy takes her salt baths or cleansing baths all the time. Learn to treat yourself. Take take inspired or creative action. So, like, do things you love, get in the flow, enjoying the flow with things in order to help yourself heighten to a certain level. I don't know if Marcy's going into a trance or what over here. Watching her. So let's see. Your environment is a big one.
well,
Oh,
yeah, and you've got to
excuse me.
look at
I
the
just
people.
belched out that one. A little delayed, but I did.
And you've got
Yeah.
to look at the people that are around you. I mean,
Yes.
like when I did home health and I was trying to work on the people, there were like friends or relatives or something that were sabotaging
Mm,
all the stuff that was going on. And I ended up getting fired a lot because they chose to, it's like like I said, Dr. Phil says the currency of the friend or the currency of the different people that are around, where you're going to get sold out because these people, whatever their priority is, and a lot of people get really hurt by it, and you can't take that reality personally.
no, you can't. Because
And
what
a
you
lot
have
of
to do
people
is you
do.
have to choose to spend time in a higher level of frequency around those particular type of people versus a low one. Now, here's another one, which, I would have to say my kids failed. Living in a beautiful, bright, clean spaces, because having that clean space, and again, this is compared to the research I've done, but I would have to say when my house is clean and organized, I'm really good. But when I opened my son's door, my whole energy level would go in a totally different direction, and I'd shut it. You know, but you have to go in there to time when he lived with me, just to find, I don't know, cups, plates, forks,
Right.
spoons, something to cook with. It's all in his room.
No, I
Yeah,
understand.
exactly.
And that's what I did today. It was funny. I bought like a countertop dishwasher for 300 because I've been winning and I've been buying the stuff that I've been wanting with abundance and magic and all the other stuff. This
Exactly.
morning, it was taking forever. So my son's like, well, why don't you just get a bigger dishwasher, regular size?
Yeah.
And I go, well, I got to pay for the taking it out. It was
Yeah.
$500 more, but it was like, I got tired of seeing the stuff in the sink. And, we just got to buy those things that we need that are happening. They're coming
Exactly.
through. I got to hit something. So I don't know. Somebody's about ready to have a breakthrough, that's happening. How's that one feel?
My throat. So it's moving its way up. It started in my chest and it's moving its way up.
Well, good, because we worked on your throat before.
Yeah, I like that.
The
All right, so let's
communication.
get through a few more of these
Okay.
before we run out of time, because there was a few I wrote down. Some of them I do find funny, so I kind of skipped. Smile, yeah, if you got a reason to smile, smile. That was a hilarious one. Sleep, that's always a good thing. These are common sense things. So let's get to some of the ones that aren't common sense here. Believe it or not, spending time with animals,
Oh
because
yeah.
animals have that purity of heart. They love unconditionally. And that I really enjoy about animals. I mean, either we're attracted to dogs, cats, horses, or whatever we're attracted to. Animals are very good to be around vibrationally. Also, enjoying nature is another good thing. If you can get outside and
Grounding.
enjoy that, helps you ground, be around Mother Earth, sit by the water. And I think I've recommended that for a few people. I do that. Have plants in your house, providing that you do have a green thumb and you don't kill them or you forget to water them, which is what I do. Acquire high frequency objects. Okay. That's crystals. To me, crystals have a good frequency. Use aromatherapy and incense. Eat healthy, drink plenty of water, journal, read books, articles, listen to music, watch quality shows. I don't know. Horror puts me to sleep. So unplug, take a break. Can't do that either. And relax and chill from time to time. So some of these things are just common sense. And some of them are like things I always do, like spending time with my dog all the time. I love my dog.
Well, cats are for the astral
Yeah.
or the higher. I had a Siamese cat that used to bite me all the time. So she'd sit on my lap, but I wasn't allowed to touch her.
You had that Maine Coon with all the curly fur on the top. I remember that one, right?
Are you talking about my cat?
Yeah, the black one. Was it black? Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I didn't
great.
have a black cat. I had a 10-pound Siamese cat. I had a dog that was a Chihuahua, and I had like a little Dotson dog. But
Ah,
the dogs are for the physical, the cats are for the astral. My cat used to talk to ghosts around the circle, you
yeah.
know, that are going on. And so they're all aware of different things. I don't have any animals anymore that
Yeah.
are going on. But if we look at those different animals and the different energies um, that are going on, and we just allow them to heal whatever it is going on, especially when cats purr and they do that kneading, they're healing our energies. I
Yeah,
gotta hit
there's
another note. Somebody's releasing a lot of stuff in their shoulder blade area. This weight they've been carrying. I don't know if this is you, Susan, but it's like this pus of a wound. It's coming out like the mental level of the shoulders. Because a lot of times we'll have a hard shell, and then once I get into the tones, then that wounded part will drain out.
I have what is it they just diagnosed me with too? I have all kinds of crap going on. Cervical spondylosis.
Okay.
That's in my neck to my shoulders, yeah. My hands go numb and I drop poop all over the place. I
Well,
don't mean poop. I mean I can't hold on to stuff half the time.
well, it's
Yeah,
our energy that goes on, and so
yeah,
we're rebalancing those weights or those emotions
yeah.
that are going on. Because I'm watching this like black tornado come out. You know, that's happening.
So there's a lot of simple ways and a lot of simple things you guys can do to help.
Yeah, draw it
Um,
out, paint it out.
yep. In order to
Look
get
it up.
your frequency levels up, your energy frequency levels up, because we do know in 2024 the earth will be splitting. But again, what I want to mention to you guys is the shows, because it's 8 o'clock, it's getting close to that time. We have, starting on Sundays, we have the Orion Effect. Mondays, we have Mystery Behind the Scenes and the Otter's Den. Tuesdays, on the first Tuesday of every month, is Mystic Mayhem and then Bag of Nuts. On Wednesdays is normally What's Going Down with Mr. Howie Odell. Fridays is Beacon in the Dark. Saturdays, every other Saturday, I think it is, that's paranormal outlaws. And don't forget to like and subscribe to all of the Rift Nation Network channels. And stay tuned to Beacon in the Dark as Marcy and I sit here and tackle all kinds of subjects here. Don't forget, literally, your questions. If we're in the middle of a topic and you guys have something else you need to talk to unblock yourself, feel free to message us right here. Right here, talk to us. It doesn't matter. We can go back to topics some other day. We're here to assist and to help you as much as possible and watch you grow. Any final words, Marcy?
No, I think it's good. It's not until after the show I always think about different quotes and different energies that are going on.
I've been taking notes now. Since
Okay.
I started doing the show with you again, it's like, oh yeah, okay, and I'll write that down. Hence why I was going over my notes today. Different certain things actually come
Well, I
to me.
just want to know if everybody's feeling better or lighter or releasing. It's just we just feel
I've been feeling, even if I am hiding behind an avatar right now, but that's just because I don't feel like fielding a bunch of questions. Even if I am doing that, I actually am feeling much better, even with the situation I'm going through right now. But it's just, I don't know. I feel I can been going out in public, running my errands like I always do. I mean, I try not to hide too much. So it is what it is. You just keep going with it. I just feel like I'm in a room with people and I feel connected and comfortable with. That was from Linda Nielsen. Ah,
yeah.
that's so sweet.
Well, and that's
I
why
love
again,
that.
it's like I love Brene Brown saying belonging compared to fitting in.
Yes,
And we're all belonging here, and there's no pretense as far as what's going on. You don't have to pretend
exactly.
anything. You can talk about whatever you want, so you're not feeling like you're crazy. You know,
Exactly. I mean, literally, guys, you'd be surprised. I've heard it all. Okay. I have more boys than girls. I've heard it all. Oh my God. All right, guys.
a
It's time
lady
for me
body
to.
is coming through, so I got to do one more note.
Okay, Marcy's going to end with a note.
I'm
That
hearing
one went up to my nose.
it's moving on up,
It's
Susan.
moving on up to the east
And that's
side. There
what
we go.
happens. Well, when I get my Kundalini, it's like our fifth dimension, you
Yes.
know, and it starts with survival and it
Yes.
moves up.
Yeah.
And as we're clearing out more and more of those vibrations, these are the lower vibrations, these are the
Yeah.
higher vibrations.
Yep. Oh yeah. I must have been extremely relaxed, getting rid of a lot of lower vibration the past 3 nights, my poor man. But
Well, that's what
hey.
I've been doing on. I've
It
just been
happens.
hibernated, you
Yeah.
know, except my son and I, he likes watching this series on, I think Hulu. It's, what is it? It's, oh, Percy and the Olympians about all the guides or demi guides or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think I seen that one. I think I did. Right now we're watching the reruns of Xena. All right, guys, it's 8:04. And I want to say peace and I love you guys and thank you for watching the
Love you
show.
all.
And if you know anybody that could use some of the help or some of the tonings, literally have them rewatch the show as many times as possible to help them out. And don't forget, we're always here next week. So we'll be here again next week. I have no idea what we're talking about, but I don't know. Maybe I should tell Marcy ahead of time what the hell my ideas are. What do you think?
I just go with whatever you want to do.
I had this idea. I get these. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then I swear to God, somebody hits me in the back of the head and says, you're going to do that. Okay.
That's what I said. They have guides. They have their own agenda.
Yeah.
and they come in strong, and so I just go with it. I don't fight it. Just don't
I
have
thought it was
resistance to
funny
things.
that some of the notes I took really matched up with everything you were saying, and she had no idea what I was talking about tonight. So,
No.
and the notes I took matched up to everything she was saying. That was cool. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, it's my life. The last 40 years,
Yeah,
been
I
there,
thought
done
that was
that,
so cool.
experienced it. Let it go. You know.
All right, guys, I'm going to say peace out and hasta la vista, baby. Night.
Now